Hi, everyone. Thank you for coming back to Spiritual Growth Tarot. I welcome you and send you lots of love wherever you are and whenever you watch this, or always. Anyway, always putting the love out there, right? So this will be the Trump crime family readings for June 2022. Let's see if there's going to be any difference. I don't know if he'll actually experience it or if the others will, but of course, hopefully, at some point this month or next month, because I'm actually doing this the end of May, at some point we'll have the January 6th hearings coming out. So anyway, bear with me. I'm going to switch to my overhead camera and do a bunch of spreads. See what's coming through for the month. Okay, hold on. Okay, so I'm going to use the tarot, just the radiant, or it's just the regular Rider-Waite, actually. It's not the radiant. Well, there we go. Wow. Okay. And I was just going to say I'm going to read on Trump himself first without the rest of the family. And but first I have to set my intention. Excuse me. I'm aligning with the laws of love, and I want only the truth. As to Donald John Trump's experience, June 2022 or soon after. It could go into July a little bit. And then, of course, before July 1st, I'll do another monthly on him. But man, using the Kipper, I get the same cards every month for him. So I think it's just that things are taking longer to play out to get there. So, but anyway, this will just be for him, and then next we'll do the family using the Kipper. And I'll assign the different cards for the different people, and you'll get to see the whole family. The whole damn crime family. Ugh. Okay. Get back to the laws of love. Only the truth. Let's allow for reversals. Let's do it this way. Okay. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up. All right, Mr. Trump. Donald John Trump. So I'm gonna kind of do a Celtic cross, but nah, I can't fit 3 all the way up. So I'm gonna modify. I'll talk you through it. I'll talk you through it as I'm drawing the cards for the positions. Okay. Donald John Trump. Well, as usual, he feels pretty loopy to me. Okay, right there. So I'm going to do 3 cards here for the situation, like what is he sitting in for this month. So the 2 of Wands, not much hope, not many prospects. Queen of Wands. I don't know who that might be for him because that's a fire sign, and Melania is an earth sign. She's a Taurus, and Ivanka is a Scorpio, which is a water sign. So this is someone else. Okay, so now let's look at his 3 greatest challenges for the month. What will be challenging him the most. Yep. No release there for him. The Sun. No good health for him. And the Eight of Swords, he's not getting away. I don't think. I mean, here with the Ace of Wands, you know, it's the go for it card. It could be like a new beginning of some type. But I feel like in his case, it's just traveling around, doing his damn rallies. Sorry I'm cussing so much, you guys. With the Two of Wands, you know, I have the Ace and the Two, but this one's reversed. The Two of Wands reversed, like I said, you know, he doesn't really have a lot of options. He might be really afraid of change. It is one of the travel cards, as you can see, the Earth there. So maybe he's, maybe she is one of the Secret Service agents that has assigned detail, or is assigned detail on him, and she's keeping an eye on him. She knows where he is at all times. That's very possible. Or it could be a doctor, because the Sun reversed is a bad health card. Very bad. But back to this Two of Wands reversed. Well, this has to do with plans you've made that are now no more. They're not good. Things are ruined. There's no progress. There's no moving forward. You don't get to, you know, look out into the world and see what your next thing is, because you're stuck. So I feel like it has to do with travel. And then with the Devil reversed, well, you know, to get the Devil is the best way to get the Devil would be reversed, because it would be about being like released from your blindness and your greed and your darkness, and there's some recovery. But it's also, when it comes to reverse, it's something fatal. It's major fate. You know, straight up, it's blindness, addiction, greed, being very pessimistic. It's the card for cheaters and abusers, which he is, of course. Like I always say, evil is stupid, because it's not aligned with life. It's the opposite of live. It's, you know, spell it out. Evil backwards. Live backwards is evil. But when it comes through in a challenge position, I don't think he's going to be recovering or have any type of independence or freedom, or be, you know, getting his power back, because I have this card here that shows a health issue. He's not going anywhere. There's no progress. So I have to take it in the other meanings for the Devil reverse, which are something that's fated and very fatal. So, okay. Now, over here, what a conundrum, right? You want to go, and there's all these things you want to see and do, but then with the Eight of Swords, we're kind of stuck, right? The Eight of Swords brings in, when it's reversed, brings in sometimes even like a fatal accident. And we've got fatality here too, or something fatal here. Maybe this has to do with the January 6th committee, which we'll see more when, you know, when I do the Kipper. Yeah, because, you know, it's supposed to start, the televised hearings, I think there's 6 of them, they said. It's supposed to start June 9th. And, well, I know Liz Cheney is after him. I know that for sure. But yeah, so with the Eight of Swords, again, like something fatal, something you don't get out of when it's reversed. And oftentimes can be an accident. Yeah, it's not good. It's definitely, because, you know, when it's straight up, you just have to shake it loose, get out of your own mentally, your mental self-created prison. Your feet aren't tied. But when it's reversed, somebody is holding you. This, the reversed, this is one of the imprisonment cards. So it's like he's got all this pent-up energy and he can't really go anywhere, and I think somebody's watching him to keep him down. The sun can sometimes be a travel card, so because it's like you're celebrating and it's all about happiness and going somewhere. But when it's reversed, this is depression and, like I said, ill health. But major, so this would be life force, and then this is like negative life force, not going in the right direction, just somebody who's just full of negative pleasure because that's who he is. Remember him? Recently it just came out that he was for hanging Mike Pence. He thought that was a good idea, according to, what's his name, Mark Meadows? Jeez. Okay, so the January 6th committee has that information. But anyway, on another level too, when the sun's reversed or in the challenge position, it's failure. And if this isn't a person, this could be his self-confidence is at an all-time low and a failure, because the Queen of Wands can be all about self-confidence. Let's see, what else with these three? Because there's a lot here, or these 6 cards. Kind of feel like she is a person, though. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, do I have my phone? No, I don't have my phone in here. Is Liz Cheney an Aries or a Leo? Is she a fire sign? She looks like one. Oh, no, I think she's a Gemini. That's an air sign. I think she's a Gemini, because I think you guys have looked that up for me before. So, if it was a person, like, who could it be? I mean, I just think his outgoing, fiery kind of nature that wants to go and do all, what he wants is that a failure. He's not going anywhere. He's not going to be able to get away if he tries to. His travel plans for getting to a country where there's no extradition treaty, it's not going to work. It might for, Kushner's, Ivanka and what's-his-face, but not him, not Trump. Okay, so let's see. The rest of this is going to be, so nothing about the past. Who cares? We know what he's done. We're not stupid. I'm just going to draw as many cards as I can to get a story as to what's hanging over him. What's his future? How's it going to go for him this month? Okay, so here we go. 7 of Swords reversed. There's something he is not getting away with. Gee, I wonder what that might be about. Could it be? Could it be the insurrection? Some people have information with the Magician. People have information. And people are in their leadership. What's hanging over him is something, because it's ruled by Mercury, some messages, Mercury's the messenger, that keep coming through because something is developing. Something will be manifesting, hanging over him. Okay. This is going to affect his home life. Well, maybe he's in Mar-a-Lago. That's my Mar-a-Lago card. Queen of Pentacles, reversed. No nurturing. I don't think things are going well with him and Melanoma Hobag. I know, I'm not aligned with the laws of love when I'm talking like this, am I? Anyway. Queen of Pentacles reversed is the lack of nurturing. It's the lack of getting what you want, basically. It has to do with dependency. it has to do with, so this could be like him feeling a little physical and emotionally dependent, but I don't know that she's around. We'll see when we get to the Kipper. It's a card of jealousy often as well, and a lot of worrying when it's reversed, and a lot of not taking care of yourself. Which, has he ever done? No, it's more cheeseburgers, more ice cream. Gimme my ice cream. 3 of Wands reversed. 2 of Wands, 1, 2, 3. All those Wands are reversed. Now, he's a fire sign with not only, or I'm sorry, he's a Gemini, but the ruler of his chart is a fire sign because Leo is his ascendant, and Leo rules the sun, and he's got Mars right there on his ascendant too. And then, of course, Pluto on the 12th. So that's a lot of fire. And then he's got that Sagittarius South Node down here, which is another fire sign. His chart is primarily hot air. Right? Pretty easy to figure out. Even if you didn't know astrology, you could probably figure that one out. Anyway, 3 of Wands reversed. This is a setback for him. This is no growth. It's also a card of being seen as a very, very, very bad leader because he couldn't find his way. His ships are not coming home, that's for sure. Okay, 2 more cards I'm thinking I can fit here. Uh-oh, put a fork in it. Put a fork in it. Something is done. Something is done. And there's my other, whoa. Now see, I don't know if well, why not? Why couldn't he be locked up and club fed? This is the other imprisonment card. Both of these cards, when they're reversed, this is imprisonment. And so is the Tower. And it could, mostly reverse, but yeah, but the Hermit, so lonely, lost his way, lying, deceiving, most of all, lonely and sad, and people deceiving him. Okay, let's do one more. And we have the 3 of Swords reversed. So maybe there's a bit of forgiveness on some level from somebody. I don't know. Maybe they're feeling really bad. I suppose his family might forgive him as they're getting the hell out of town. Let's draw another card around that one. Yeah, they forgive him as they're walking away, getting their finances away from him. Wow. Okay. Good enough for that. Let's look at the Kipper. Okay, I'll set these over here and deal with them later. Okay, so I'm using Ciro Marchetti's Kipper. And as usual, I can fit 7 across. So I'm going to do, and I can do 3 down, and I'll be able to do some knighting and get the, get more information. So I know who the people are in my head, so if they come through, I'll just tell you rather than pulling them out and showing you right now. I know my intentions with the people cards here. Okay. So let's look at the whole family. Future of the whole family in the month of June 2022. And maybe into July. I don't care if it takes a little longer. As long as justice comes through, that's all I care about. But I have to let go of, I have to let go of my wants. Because we want only the truth. I don't want to be leading you guys on, and we don't want to be being hopeful if we need to, you know, be in acceptance that like maybe some people are just going to get away with some things. But let's see. But they never, you know what, I trust spiritual law enough to believe that if it doesn't happen in this lifetime, it'll happen to them in the next. Because our creations always come back to mirror us. It's the only way we get to learn our power. Okay. The whole family. All right, bear with me while I draw 21 cards here. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Okay. Take the 2 off the bottom just for the heck of it. Okay. All right. So here we go. Toil and labor. Lovers. That's probably just more about people he's in bed with. And then, uh-oh, what is that? A subpoena? Something small, something new levels of poverty, and reputation is probably going in the toilet. Okay, there's the documents, there's the trouble. You know what, I'm gonna have to go, oh, and there he is. Okay, and he didn't land in the top row with any more control. Let's see. I'm going to have to move him up a little bit like this. Change is coming for him. Now that's normally a travel card, but it's coming up behind his back. I'm going to go with what Jeff Bailey said to me once, in one of the comments. That train has left the station. And this would be support. That train has left the station. Okay. Oh, all of this is sneaking up behind his back. Wow, he doesn't, well, he probably knows something's coming. Could take more time than we want. Okay, oh, and there we are with the health, a bad health card. Get that every damn month, don't we? And there we are with the foreign connections. He wants to get away. He'd be willing to pay anything to get away. Wow. Yeah, maybe even having meetings about it. And here's the January 6th committee card. Okay, so to check in on the kids, I'm going to have to do a whole nother spread, although Ivanka did come through with a whole lot of money of her own, I think. But other than that, the other kids didn't come through, so I would have to read on them separately. Yeah. Okay, so, but anyway, with Trump himself, so the way you work it when you're doing a little mini grand tableau is the opening cards and then the corners, and then you look for the person, right? So let's go with the first 3 or 4. So there's been a lot of work with a lot of people joining together, and this whole row, actually this whole like is down on him. This is coming up behind him. This is the only thing he might see coming and have some control over. But this doesn't look good. So, although sometimes this card can just be making decisions, and I would think it would be about him trying to liquidate some assets with this card here. But anyway, with these first 3 to 4 cards opening up, or I'm going to stick with these first 3 actually, because it's a smaller spread than a grand tableau. So, and this is all his future, right? So there's work, there's a lot of work, there's a lot of detail. Doesn't bode well for money coming in, but I think on another level this is about the details of, about the everything the January 6th committee is gathering. It's just like they're still just coming down, and then of course it'll be dispersed, but this is hanging down over him. So the details of all the work, all the hard, painstaking work that they've been doing for, however long. How long has it been? 9 months or a year since they got together? I don't know. Time flies. So they are united. They are successful. They are loyal. They are doing their best to have a successful, truthful outcome. And then with this message of concern hanging over them, this is my subpoena card. This is like you get something and you don't want it. And it's hanging right over him. And then here's the health card where he might just be leveled. If it's not a health issue, it's definitely like a down patch of, something he doesn't want. And of course, he's just thinking about it, constantly mulling it over, I would think. Or maybe he's just trying to strategize long term, like how do I get out from under this kind of thing? How long can I get away with it? But anyway, back to this card, it's usually a big disappointment. It's like the 5 of Cups in the tarot, basically. And it can also be illness. There's that possibility, too, with this card. But it's like, sad and disappointing, and there's a crisis. There's some type of an issue, a conflict going on, and there's nothing you can do about it, right? And then some readers look at this card as being psychological problems. We know that he has psychological problems and should have never been allowed to become president. We need those laws to protect from that again. Really needs to happen. Okay, so let's do the 4 corners. Okay, so the 35, pathway card is something, it has to do with it's a timing card. It's one of the timing cards, and the other one isn't in here, unless you go by, just the numbers on the cards. But anyway, this one is something that takes a long time. It has to do with a development over time, something that's been developing, and that's the case here as well. It's a card of trying to make plans and trying to have, stability in your life. It's usually a pretty good card. But being that the courthouse is hanging over it, this is our card of, legal issues and hearings. This would be the hearing. So, but anyway, back to doing the corners, because I want to I'm just going to add those cards in between. Why not, right? So there's been a lot of time spent, and there's a development happening with the January 6th committee, or for the court, for the hearing that's going to happen. And then it would go to these, all their findings, you can see here in his hands, all these findings would go to the DOJ. When the DOJ has been chomping at the bit, they wanted it, right? And remember the January 6th committee said, not yet. Anyway, that's been developing for quite some time, and they've painstaking amount of details, working really hard on it. And it has to do with his reputation And this could also be, if we just go with the image, this could be the insurrection card, right? Because what other card in this deck would it be? You know, I mean, what other card would indicate a battle? Yeah. So it's also like the tall, you know, kind of towery card for in this deck. So this could be even looking at besides his position and what he was doing. It could be something to do with his, you know, his assets, Trump Tower, but that's definitely what this card is about. But anyway, his reputation has ended. The coffin is a fatal ending, a painful ending. He's toast. I don't know if this will happen by the end of June or maybe the second week in June. It's kind of at the end. So I'm thinking that it's fatal, and this is my January 6th committee card. And all the other people that are behind them and backing them. So, okay. So that takes care of the corner. So now I'm going to read this 9 box around him. So again, you know, there's something hanging over him he can't get away with. He's depressed about it. He's grieving about it. He's, you know, just put the 5 of Cups up here. And it's like, wah, right? That's hanging over his head. His body isn't doing well. He can't think of anything else except for how he's going to work. What can he do? How can he make this work so he can friggin' get away to another country? But he can't, because Secret Service detail, unless he gets someone to collude with him, which kind of looked like in the tarot reading, right? I would say he was, you know, probably trying to get someone to do that, someone courageous enough, like that Queen of Wands, someone courageous enough to risk their entire career, and because we're talking a Secret Service agent or 2 or more that would help him get away. That's, you know, but things are found. Things always, people don't really totally just disappear, do they? And I mean, usually when they've disappeared, they've been taken out. Right, like Khashoggi or Jimmy Hoffa, or, you know. But anyway, I'm not seeing any of that here. What I'm seeing here is change is sneaking up behind him, and it's coming fast. This card is speed. This is home change, you know, like you're relocating. Where's he going to go? Where will he be taken to? If it's not a job change or a home change, you know, it can be that there's proof sneaking up behind his back as to how he helped, or how he was helped and how he helped himself with support from Putin. He used Putin's playbook, of course. And yeah, and it's just, you know, it was dark what he did. It's like he wants to go, he wants change, but then he needs to lay down and take a nap because he really is not happy. He really is, I think, having health issues. Because this card is like, you know, you're blocked. You're blocked. You can't, you're weak, you're blocked, and you can't. Unless it's the other meaning, which doesn't have anything to do with him, so I'm just going to let that go. And notice Melania's nowhere here. You know, she didn't come through. So this is all about him. Okay, so yeah, so his health, people are kind of united around his health not being so good. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. Then because this is about him, these are, well, yeah, no, I'm feeling like this is all the January 6th committee, and I'm really feeling like because you have to zone in somewhere, right? Otherwise I'm just reading all possibilities. I have to go with my intuition. This is all about the committee. And this is him looking at his assets and going, what can I do? What can I do? And meanwhile, he's hemorrhaging money, except for, of course, he's been grifting. That's the only reason he's out doing the rallies, and, he's the major grifter. And that's probably what this strategy is about here, always working to be able to grift more, and all he cares about that he's looking at is his money and his own assets. And, of course, he's always doing the CYA thing, right? Right. Just working to the point that he's not thinking about anything else except for his money. And then what he does have, where his thoughts are, what he does have some control over is his trying to make these long-term plans. And again, back here to the grifting. But poverty is hanging over him. And all the details from the January 6th committee, those are all hanging over him too. Right? And we can't say that this unexpected income is any large amount because poverty's up here, and this is the controlling row. And this column is like poverty's moving fast, sneaking up behind his back. And maybe somebody gives him a little handout from overseas. Maybe Kushner's given some of his $1 billion that he got from Saudi Arabia. Maybe MBS is helping him out. I mean, we do have the mature man is supportive, but it's all ending. The support is ending, and it's ending quickly. And this is a small amount of some support. Okay. Now over here, knighting here, this could be something new that comes out for the January 6th committee by the end of the month. Even something, maybe they find something even more. I don't see any cards that show that he would show up, and with the subpoena. If he's subpoenaed, I'm not so sure that he would go. I'm not seeing that. Okay, interesting. So let's see, what else? Yeah, his reputation is sneaking up behind him, but his reputation is ending. Well, like if he ever had a good reputation. He never did. But whatever little bit of honor he had with his, QAnon people and the MAGA, God, the red hats. Let's see, anything else before I close this up? No. Let's let me see if I can get something about the family. No, it's quite interesting that they didn't come through there, not even Melania. But if I set the intention for this to just be about the family, I'm sure they'll come through. If they don't, maybe they're already gone. Okay, so I know who they are with the card, so I will let's see what's going on for June with Ivanka and no, wait, hold on. If the main man and the main female comes through, I'll let that be Jared and well, yeah, they have to be somebody if they come through. I'll let that be Ivanka and Jared. Okay. And if the, what's the other, the younger man, that would be Don Jr. Do we care about Eric? Do we? I don't know. Let's see what I can get. Let's see who comes through. Because if I read on each of them separately, each couple separately, I'll be here forever, and I don't know if I care. Okay. If you guys do, let me know, and I'll or bring it to the live stream on Tuesday, and we can look. And Lori's going to be with Lisa and I this Tuesday. Lori from The Way of Positive Change. I hope you guys are all subscribed to her. She's incredible. Okay, so hold on. Let me focus into Ivanka and Jared and Don Jr. and the Screaming Banshee. Eric, Twilight Labor. Whoa. Wow. Let me get the cards first and then I'll frame them up. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, they're worried. Maybe I'm getting a general over the whole family here. Because I still don't have any people cards yet. Yeah, they're fretting. And there's the committee and the rules, regulations coming through. Maybe even worried about their kids. Woo! Same thing with them. Wow. Okay. I don't know if there'll be an outright poverty, but okay, let me get this row framed up here. Let me scooch it up a little more this time. This is the worst card in the deck right here. It's like the Nine of Swords, but actually worse. You know, tortured with worry and stress are my keywords for that card. Okay. Imprisonment. If it's not imprisonment, it's definitely restriction. But again, I don't think any... Yeah, I don't have any of the people card here. I mean, the mature woman, it could just also just be maybe some wisdom. It could be Liz Cheney. And then sometimes it's just a card that has to do with things that are growing and supportive and helpful, and you know, it's our teacher card. It's and it's come through in the past as what's her name, Ivana, you know, the mom. It was on the bottom. Oh yeah. Again, the subpoena, maybe things taking a long time. Yeah. Okay, so I'm guessing this is just going to be kind of general for all of them because none of them came through this time. But we don't have travel cards here, at least not yet. We know they've wanted to get away because I've gotten those cards in the past. But because no person has come through, I can't really zone in on one thing, so I'll just kind of freeform it here. So there's work to restrict them. So this is, you know, their experience, right? There's work to restrict them, maybe even get them locked up for for deceiving somebody, and I'm thinking this is Jared. I'm thinking it's Don Jr. Don Jr.'s been very evasive, and he's lied. And, you know, because this card's all about deception, dishonesty, evasion, tax evasion even. This card is definitely some things, there's secrets, there's secrets that they can't get out of, there's isolation. Yeah, they're hiding. And it can definitely be prison. It could also be, even though the cards didn't come through, but like Don Jr. finally going to rehab, maybe. But then, like traveling on, this is going before some, you know, this is an examination of somebody is saying, hey, you know, you're going before a judge, right? Interesting. And this would be a supportive situation again here with the older man. But it could be somebody's going to teach them the way things actually work in the world. And then this work, let's go with the four corners here before I get too far into it. So their assets, their money, their properties, this would be all the Trump Tower cards, the card for all the Trump Towers, Trump Org, right? This is their stability. It's also a card of like the clan, you know, so this would be like the Trump clan and the whole family. So the cards are telling me here, this is all about the whole family. So the whole family is working hard on the details, but they're not finding a way out. They're under tremendous stress. And they're not sleeping well. Some of them are drinking a lot, using drugs. It is one of the violent cards as well as this one, and look how they're together. And it's a card of, you know, your life is just destroyed and you don't know what to do. And that's the gift that they deserve. And I don't know that they're going to wind up in poverty, but that's what this card's all about. Like you can't make ends meet no matter how hard you work. This one up here, you at least have a job and you're getting paid, although it's not a lot. But this one is you can't even, you're working and you're not making it, even though you're working. Yeah. Yeah. Their honor is ending. So this is a whole family. Their work, honor, work ethics is ending, and it's a painful loss. They can't get out from under it. Remember, this whole top row over here is controlling the bottom. I don't know who this... No, maybe this is someone on the committee, on the January 6th committee, because it is next to the adjudication card. But they're finding the lies. They're finding... So if any of them, when they went to, you know, when they went through their, I don't know if you call it a deposition, but their like interview for all those hours, all of them, you know, I think all three of them did. I'm pretty sure that's causing them a lot of stress and major concern. This is like an OCD card, or is the OCD card. It's just, you know, like facepalm kind of a thing, right? Where you feel really insecure and you don't know, you know, you don't know what to do, and you can't think about anything else. And look what's hanging over it. And they know they've lied, and they're worried about going, because if it's proven that they lied, then they can be locked up. It'd be club fed probably, but they can be locked up for contempt, perjury, right? Contempt of court, perjury. And this awful, awful worry, constant worry, awful worry is right there in the whole family's immediate experience. And I think this is Ivana, and she's even worried about them. You know. Wow, wouldn't that be something if the whole damn family gets locked up all at the same time because they went in and lied? Were they smart enough to plead the fifth? And then even when you plead the, well, I guess that's what the pleading the fifth is all about, is because when they call you in there and they ask you questions, they already know the answers, right? That's how it goes. So if you plead the fifth, I guess it's some protection. I don't know. You guys, if anybody's an attorney out there, set me straight. But I'm feeling like these rules and regulations, they're really worried about that. And the January 6th committee can get them because they lied and they were deceptive. Yeah. What about the kids? Like, who takes care of their kids if they get locked up? Where do they go? I wonder if they're thinking about that. What that might be what this whole row is about, is who's this person that could be supportive and protective? She's wise and a confidant, but he's supportive and protective. They both are wealthy, but who would take care of the kids if they're locked up? Of course, with Don Jr., his ex-wife would have his kids, and there's no problem there. But with, Ivanka and Jared, there's a problem. That's a problem. I think they have 3 kids. And that could be what's keeping them up at night, because look at this trail here. Right? Because this is no sleep, worried about their reputation and moving forward, and their children. And it nights up here to this, can't think of anything else. And it nights over here to who could help us, probably is what this is about. And maybe that's what the poverty is about. Because of course, if they're locked up, and if all of Trump's assets, if Trump Organization assets are seized by the IRS to pay for back taxes, that could wipe them all out, because that's their source of income. So if every single Trump tower is in, or not tower, because that's his branding thing, but his resorts, that's Trump, or like Trump International, the resorts, that's where their money comes in. Unless they have some of their own income, but I don't think so. Not that I know of. So let's see, anything else? Yeah, that's all they think about. The January 6th committee. I love this card because this is the obligations. This is a political card. This is all about responsibility. And this committee and their responsibility, they have all the information. These are text messages, voice emails, things on tape that other people have said, email, everything. Even though Trump says he doesn't email, or they say he doesn't, but whatever. All communications are tied up in this card. You can see there's a phone, there's written, there's, They didn't have texting in those days, of course. So, yeah, and all those details, right? Knighting here, and then they've lied about it. They've deceived. And the committee has deceived the family, too, because they didn't let on that they already knew what they knew, right? Like all these little, pieces of information that keep coming out. Let me see, am I missing anything else? Yeah, they're working, they're sick, they're not healthy, they're having trouble with it. Communications are coming out, there's a fatal ending. This is done. This is like the Ten of Swords. All right? Yeah. Say goodbye. So, I think that's it. I think that's it. I mean, I'm kind of done with it myself. I could have missed something here, but, you know, it's okay. This is good enough for me right here. This whole string and this. Yeah, and especially this one up here. Let's just focus on that, right? Okay. Well, that's it, you guys. Thank you. Big hugs. Happy, happy, happy Memorial Day. And I salute all service. Thank you so much for all your service, your bravery, your love, your protective love that made you join and do the work, do the job. Thank you so much. And my hats off to Charles Bartholomew. He's one of the service members. And Alexis, I don't know if you still listen. You haven't commented in so long. Alexis, she was in service for a long time and helped so many female all over. I think Afghanistan. She was a big support there. So Alexis, big hugs and love to you if you're listening still. So okay, thanks you guys. Bye.